better.
Who here has seen Rocky 3?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I have.
From what I remember, it's one of my more favorite Rockies because I'm not huge into Rocky.
So
This one, but I remember liking 3, probably because it's very 80s. So
yeah, I guess I'm the only one that hasn't seen that, but I haven't seen the others.
I think Rocky 4 came out in '84.
Oh, really?
I remember that film very clearly.
Yeah, that one's pretty 80s.
Just because of what happened to Apollo Creed. You know, that was like a big deal.
And there's something here. Oh, it's a musical. The best little.
Oh. I remember Grandma talking about talking about that movie in front of me, and my mom wasn't a fan that she did that because I had no idea what a whorehouse was.
Yeah,
I was about ready to say that, and I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right.
That's the name.
Yeah, it was Dolly Parton, and I think was Burt Reynolds in that one. And is that when she sang "I Will Always Love You"? Was that the one?
So yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I saw it once. I'm not a huge.
Not a big fan. I was gonna scroll down and see what else they had. Wait, they had an Airplane 2? The sequel?
Is that when that came out?
Yeah, I've not even seen it.
I'm not a fan of Airplane series.
No, I'm not. I don't know. I'm just not. I don't like that humor.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
But Dumb and Dumber's your favorite movie?
No, that's different. That's different. No, Airplane's all like puns and no, it's different.
It's dumb comedy.
It is
dumb
but it's
comedy
different.
to me.
It's different. I don't like that type. I just don't. I don't like that or Mel Brooks type.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Mel Brooks stuff.
I did like Young Frankenstein a decent bit.
I think I saw maybe
Gene Wilder. I like he's funny. But Spaceballs, no.
I liked Spaceballs when I saw it, and then I bought it, and then I'm like, why did I buy it?
Yeah.
Because upon rewatching it, it's just
not good.
It's not. I mean, it's okay if you like that type of film, but I think the reason that I liked it at the time is because I took it more seriously than it was intended to be taken. And I was into it for the sci-fi part of it, you know, because it was like a Star Wars sort of spook, you know?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking. Did that come out in '82?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Later in the '80s.
I think 87. Anyways, 82. 82 people.
Oh.
I know, we're terrible about this.
Okay. I don't know. Okay, they're saying 81 in Germany, West Germany. But I guess when it came out over here, it was 82. It's called Das Boot.
Oh, Das Boot. That's right.
That's the German submarine one.
Yeah, that one. That's supposed to be pretty. I have seen bits and pieces of it on the TV playing.
Oh,
we might have had to watch it in school. I don't remember, honestly.
Really, Das Boot?
Maybe. I know we watched one. I know we watched All Quiet on the Western Front in school.
I haven't even seen that film. Oh, let me see. Is this 82? Okay, this is 82. Mom, we had a DVD copy of this, and I don't know if you saw it, but it's called The Last Unicorn, the cartoon film.
Oh yeah, you guys used to love that.
I wasn't crazy about it.
Well, at least Aurelia did.
I know she liked it. I never I skimmed around. I never really paid attention to this.
That sounds familiar, but
I'll put it up in the private chat.
I didn't know it came out in '82 though.
I didn't remember either.
Let me see. Have you heard of Paradise from 1982?
No, that's not really ringing a bell.
It's a romance. The Scarlet Pimpernel?
I recognize the name, but that's about it.
I'm trying to figure out who is in there. Oh, it's got Magneto in there. The original Magneto.
Oh, I was like, it can't be the young guy.
No.
Okay. Oh, I know who you mean.
Oh, this is a Chuck Norris film. It came out in, I think it came out in 82. Silent Rage.
I
Heard of it.
probably saw that because we used to watch a lot of Chuck Norris movies back in the day.
Yeah.
We did happen a lot,
Who didn't?
right?
I remember we have recorded, once again, not 1982, but Lone Wolf McQuade. Have you seen
Oh
that one?
yeah,
I
yeah.
like that one a lot as a kid. I like that one quite a bit. I don't know what year that was, but I don't think it was 82.
I don't
Maybe
think
like
so either.
85 or something.
What
Yeah,
is
that
it?
was pretty good.
Mega Force. That came out in 82.
Don't recognize that. Lone Wolf McQuade was actually the fall. It's in '83.
Who's it? Carradine's in that. And
Let me
somebody
see.
else.
Delta Force came out.
Yeah, I remember that one.
I do too.
What
That
about
one came out in '86. Let me see who was in Lone Wolf McQuade.
It was David Carradine, right?
Yep, David Carradine. Yeah.
what
Yeah, I
about
like that one quite a bit.
what about White Dog? Have you guys heard of that?
I don't recognize. I mean, I might have, but it's not standing out to me.
What is it? Butterfly. 1982 Crime.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Not ringing a
Seven.
bell.
1937. Oh, some of these that don't have the best ratings.
Yeah.
Jaws of okay, no, that's 81.
I'm trying to just focus on ones
what?
that I
Jaws
recognize.
what? Oh, sorry. what?
Jaws of Satan, but that came out in 81.
Oh, Jaws of Satan.
When did Jaws 3 come out?
Um,
Is that 83? Or when was that?
that came out in '83.
Okay.
Actually,
Okay.
you know, Porky's was in the top 10 of '82.
Porky.
Yeah,
Oh,
Porky.
yeah. What is
Oh my
that
goodness.
about?
It's a raunchy comedy.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
48 Hours was also in the top 10.
that's right. 48 Hours. I forgot that came out. Okay.
That
That's
was
It's a
good.
cop. It's a cop film.
Yeah, like a comedy cop, sort of.
Yeah,
Oh.
comedy.
I mean, it
Nick
is
Nolte
serious.
and Eddie Murphy. Yeah, it
It
was
is
serious but comedic.
Yeah. It's more serious than Beverly Hills Cop, I feel like. Maybe not. It's kind of serious.
I don't
but-
remember. Beverly Hills Cop was pretty
was.
brutal.
Yeah.
You know,
They're
in the
both kinda
beginning.
yeah. So, yeah, I forgot about 48 Hours.
Tootsie was the second
Tootsie.
highest grossing film of that year. I remember when that film was out.
What about An Officer and
And
a
a Gentleman.
Yeah.
That was like a drama romance. I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah, didn't like the ending.
Oh,
Well, it had a happily ever after. So what
Did
did
it?
you? Yeah.
Remember, it didn't. Well, I don't say nothing.
Well, there was a character that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that wasn't the main character.
Well, I thought he was one of them. From what I remember, I thought he was one of the main guys. But
Well, he was like the main character was the main characters were Deborah Winger and Richard Gere. Those are the two main.
I guess because I was younger, that part sticks out to me.
That does
God.
that actually sticks out to me too. I remember that because
Oh,
that was
that's-
very sobering
Yeah.
when it
I guess
happened.
That's why.
oh,
So, but
You
it had
saw-
a happy ending, you know, as
Yeah,
far
I
as
guess
with
it
the
did.
two main characters. But I'm not a huge fan of it. But I remember it was kind of big. I remember it being big.
I don't know why I can't think of 82 right now. What's
You need to look at the list.
what was
Well-
going on in 82?
The only TV show I can say was Magnum was still going.
Oh, Gandhi.
Yeah,
Gosh.
Magnum.
No, I
I
know
mean, it kept going. It went on until 88. So I
What
mean,
came out?
Gandhi. I remember we had to watch that in school.
Yeah, that was 82. Okay.
there's some anime thing here
Oh,
called
the Shadow
John-
Riders with Tom Selleck and Sam Elliott. That came out that year.
There's an anime show here called Don Dracula.
What?
Don
That I
Dracula.
don't know.
Neither do I.
Oh, I'm not seeing.
All I can
Oh,
say.
you know what else came out this year in 1982? A very infamous movie. Infamous because of what happened during filming. a terrible tragedy that occurred to the main actor and the 2 little kids he was holding.
Oh, I
What
know.
is it? I can't.
That
The
came out of
Twilight
the
Zone movie. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I know what happened.
The Oh, really? Oh, well, okay.
I don't think I do.
They were filming the Twilight Zone movie, and Vic Morrow was the actor in it, the main actor. And there was a scene, and actually, the guy who directed the Thriller music video directed this movie, and he got in some deep legal trouble because of what happened, because he went to court, and there was, the potential for him to possibly go to jail and all this. But what happened is, there was a scene where Vic Morrow was supposed to be carrying these 2 Vietnamese kids across this pond to get away from this attack that was happening to a Vietnamese village. And there was a helicopter in the scene, and what happened is, I can't remember what caused the helicopter to come down, if that was part of it or if something happened and it made it come down. But when it crashed right where he was coming across, and the blades killed them. And it decapitated the children, or at least one of the children. And that scene was actually caught on video.
Yeah.
You can see when it happens. You don't necessarily see the bloodiness of it, because it was kind of from a little far away, but you see when the helicopter hits.
Dark too, yeah.
Well, I would assume that's been cut from the movie at this point. But...
I do. Oh yeah, that does not show up in the movie, that scene, but they did go ahead, because I remember when this thing happened, and I didn't know who Vic Morrow was, but I just remember that it made headlines because it was a pretty big deal, obviously.
I've not seen that movie. So.
The movie, I did see it once. I don't remember much about it, but that was pretty. There was another that other movie with Natalie Wood in it, but I don't remember if that came out in 81 or 82.
Speaking of Thriller, I think that was 82, right?
Was it? Oh yeah, Michael Jackson.
Really?
Not really a movie, but.
Get this is
I thought it came out in the album did, but the music video didn't.
Okay.
It came out in 83.
Okay.
And I actually didn't see it until 84,
Right.
when it was they played it in math class.
Yeah, I remember you saying that, of all the things.
I know, because and the reason I remember it was 84 is because it was shortly after we moved here to where we are in this house, and it was the new school I was going to.
Right.
So, but what's the name of that movie that Natalie Wood was in, and she died not long after they finished filming it? Brain something. With Christopher Walken in it.
Hi, I'm Christopher Walken.
Oh, speaking of Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
There's this video on YouTube, you guys, of him in like one of his first movie roles, and it's black and white, and he's young. I can't remember if he's like a kid or just like a teen.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine Christopher Walken as a young person.
No. He's always been the same age. Give or take 5 to 10 years.
I just thought that was funny. I haven't watched it yet, but I was like, I can't.
He was planted here as an adult. He was never a baby or nothing.
I know. I just can't. I mean, he came out of the womb and he was all grown up. That's the way I see him, and I'm sticking to it.
That's the story, probably.
Wasn't that the same year that actress died by drowning? I could be wrong.
She actually died. Okay, so the movie itself actually didn't come out until 83. But let me see. She
By the way,
she actually passed away in 81.
Okay, so a year after. But I put a link up to like television shows that came out in 82, either ended or debuted. I don't recognize any of them.
Let me see.
Oh,
CNN started up, I think. It looks like.
Oh, really?
It looks like. No, CNN 2.
CNN 2?
Yeah.
Which is not around now, I don't guess.
I don't think so, but CNN 2 was around the clock news wheel format.
Huh.
But then they renamed it to CNN Headline News a year later. Now it's known as HLN. Oh, interesting trivia. I didn't know that.
What about? There's a show called T.J. Hooker.
I've heard of that.
Oh, I remember that.
I don't
That
know.
had William Shatner in it.
Oh,
He was a cop. And Heather, the girl who played in Firestarter as the mother, she was in there.
oh, interesting.
Yep.
Interesting trivia.
But some of these aren't ones that actually started in 81. Like, Give Me a Break, that did start in 81. Entertainment Tonight started in 81. No, we're 82.
82.
What the heck? Where's the brain? I'm looking for ones that started in 82.
There's something here that was on CBS. 7 Brides for Seven
Brothers. Yeah, big. Oh, Knight Rider started in 82, you guys.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Do you remember watching that one?
Yes, indeed. I didn't see the whole thing, but whenever I saw it, I was madly in love with the car and had a crush on David Hasselhoff.
When did Dukes of Hazzard end?
I thought in the 80s, mid 80s, I think.
Or was it mid?
I think it was probably still going on at this time in 1982.
First episode was 79, and
Okay,
it
then
had 7 seasons.
Oh, okay. Goodness, it lasted longer than I
Yeah.
don't know why.
Okay, 85 was when it ended.
Okay.
About 10 years, I think. Did it go on from 75 to 85?
79
79.
to 85.
Huh, okay. To never be seen again.
I know. That was a clean show,
Yeah.
a clean, fun show.
Right.
Blooper.
But it was the girl that was in Dukes of Hazzard that was on that New Year's show that I was telling you about before Corey showed up, that I remembered New Year's, from 1980 to 81. I remember the thing changing to a 1.
Mm-hmm.
I remember her going up and down.
Oh, yeah. Full memory.
Have you heard of The Quest?
Yes. Does that have Henry Thomas in it?
Henry Thomas. You see cast. 82. Yeah.
Okay, it's not showing up for me. Where are you seeing it?
I sent a link. I sent a link to the TV shows.
Oh, TV show. I'm sorry. I'm still thinking about movies. I do not know what that is about.
Wait a minute. What about that alien show, V? Did this start in 82 or
That was, I believe that was,
Was it that early?
I thought that came out, the first one, so the first one actually came out in 83.
Okay,
The
jumping.
first miniseries, and then the second one, I believe, came out in 84, and then after that, the series started. I like that show. And I really wish I'd gone to their panel.
Oh, they had a panel. Oh yeah, I think
At Dragon Con, the 3 main people were there: Mark Singer, Jane Badler, and Freddie. Listen to me, Robert Englund. They were all there.
Okay,
Robert-
so I'm looking now. I'm in my looking mode just to find some more movies here, and we've missed quite a few.
Did you go to the link that I put up on Wikipedia?
Oh no, I didn't. I didn't think to look in chat. I was just looking online.
Yeah, I posted up a link. It's 1982 in film, and it's a whole load of stuff. I know we've missed talking about a lot.
So, well, one of my favorites, The King of Comedy.
Oh yeah, that movie.
Oh, that
I
movie.
like that one quite a bit.
That's right. We watched it over there.
I thought it was okay. Not my favorite.
I like it quite a bit. Yeah, I mean it's underrated for a Scorsese movie.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
funny because, so we saw that, and then later we saw Joker,
Oh yeah,
and it kind of feels like Joker took some inspiration
Yeah, it did.
I think they did.
from that movie. And then, of course, that Robert De Niro is in it. It's kind of funny.
Mhm.
Mom, you did say Death Wish 2.
Well, I think
right?
Yeah.
weren't they in talks for Scorsese to direct Joker?
They might have been.
I
Let me
think they
see.
were.
Basically, as for anime, I really have none except for the
He was
third
attached.
Gundam.
He was.
He was attached in some form to Joker right from the start, but he decided not to direct it, and so then Todd Phillips directed it. And I think Todd Phillips did an excellent job with that movie.
Yeah. I'd be interested to see Scorsese's, but
A Scorsese
Yeah, I thought it was good.
version.
yeah,
I think I think a Scorsese version would have ended up being much more bloody
possibly.
than what we got. That's just kind of
Possibly.
what I think. But
Rambo. So that started.
Oh, Rambo.
the first one?
Yeah, First Blood.
Oh, okay. So 2 Sylvester Stallone movies.
I've
in
never
one year.
seen that. I've never seen Rambo.
I'm not a huge fan, but
Me either.
that's just me.
I'm really not that big into Stallone,
No,
to be
me
honest.
neither.
I mean, he's another muscle-bound dude, but he just doesn't do it for me like Arnold.
No, he doesn't have the personality.
That's exactly what it is. He does not have that captivating personality and acting style that Stallone,
No.
that Arnold has.
No.
I'm gonna say real quick. So Matt Air couldn't join us, and he would have been more of the anime guy. I really don't have anything. The only one is obviously the third Gundam / show that they combined into a movie that came out in '82. But everything else I don't know. He would have known. He actually showed me a picture of a book that shows years of when they came out through the '80s, which he would have used if he was on, but sadly he had to work.
Oh yeah, that's
So-
right. Oh, the Don Dracula thing looks like a comedy.
It looks like it. I've found some others, but I don't really know. I mean, some of them either are reminding me of other shows. I'm really not too familiar with the anime department in the 80s. I just know the one I have right now. I mean, this is jumping a few years in the 80s. I mean, this one came out in 88, 87, 86.
So
be it.
what is? I've never seen this, but I'm looking. Mazes and Monsters with Tom Hanks.
Oh,
Mazes and
yeah,
Monsters.
you know what? That has been playing, not really on loop, but very often it has been playing on Pluto TV, maybe Comet as well.
Huh, okay.
And that's actually, it's actually a movie about mental illness, is what it's about. But it's about Tom Hanks and his friends, and like he's got in his mind that they're in the middle of like a fantasy story. But and something happens, I think, because I haven't seen it all the way through, but I think he in his deluded state, he ends up, I believe, accidentally killing one of their friends.
Ooh.
Or something like that. And even at the end of the movie, he's still kind of delusional about his surroundings. He thinks he's in a fantasy world.
Okay.
So that's basic. That's my take on it. That's what it seems to me. So kind of a depressing sort of film.
Never seen it. Just weird. Tom Hanks, 1982.
I think the first time I was introduced to Tom Hanks, and I can't remember if this show started in 80 or 81 or 82. I don't remember. It was early 80s, but it was Bosom Buddies.
Okay.
Did you ever hear about that show or see it?
I don't
Oh
think
my
so.
gosh.
No.
So that was the first time I saw Tom Hanks, and I never forgot him because it made such an impression on me. But it's about these two guys. Let me look up and see when it actually came out. But it's about these two guys. Okay, that came out in 80, and it ended actually in 82. So it's appropriate to talk about it.
Okay.
Think Tootsie, sorta. Except okay. So what happened is these
wait a
two
minute.
guys. They wanted to stay in this apartment place or something, but I think it was like only women could stay there.
I think I.
And so they posed as women.
Yeah.
And it was a comedy show. I remember watching it.
I miss 80s Tom Hanks, I guess. More of a,
He was more comedic back then.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
He
I
played more serious roles down the line.
Yes, got older. Have you seen the Mr. Rogers movie?
I've not. Have you?
No, not yet. seems like it'd be a little depressing. I don't know. It might not be, but at the same time, it feels like it might be.
Yeah, I mean, I want to watch it. I just haven't got around to doing it.
I heard it's really good.
Mm-hmm. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. That was probably pretty big in '82.
I never saw that, but I've heard of it. Isn't that Sean Penn?
Yeah.
And the girl from the Gremlins?
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Judge Reinhold's in it a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
He's a brother.
Okay.
Is there any other thing to talk about?
A young Forrest Whitaker is in that.
Oh, was he? Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny.
A young Forrest Whitaker. Somebody else. Might have been somebody else kind of big. Maybe not though.
I'll look it up real quick.
Yeah, no, Sean Penn, Jennifer Jason Leigh,
Phoebe Cates.
Phoebe Cates, Judge Reinhold. I would imagine that would have been big in '82.
I mean, I
It's
remember.
as popular now.
Yeah.
You were probably, how old were you in '82? Because you would have been younger.
I
So
was.
that would have been like a more high school movie.
You would have been 11.
Yeah, it depends on the time of year.
Well,
If it was earlier in the year, I was 10. Oh, yeah, you know who else is in here? The
Oh!
Vincent. What?
I was about to say, Nicolas Cage has a little cameo in it.
Oh, really?
Very little, very little.
Oh, you know who else is in it? The actress, one of the actresses from V, Eric Stoltz, is in it. Yeah, Nicolas Cage, Anthony Edwards,
Yeah, there's a it's
Pamela Springsteen. It's like a huge ensemble cast.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Before they got big.
Yeah, kind
Yeah,
of.
they weren't, because I don't even know if Sean Penn was big probably then.
No, I don't
Maybe.
think so. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage not in it much, but just a little bit.
I was never interested because it didn't seem like anything that would appeal to me, and I'm still not interested in it.
It's just like a high school movie. It's,
Yeah.
it's okay. It's fun.
It's alright. Gosh, anything else to talk about?
Well, I haven't looked at that list lately.
Oh, well, no, never mind. I saw Dark Crystal for some reason was on, but it said 83, so I don't know what they're talking about. I don't even know if
Dark Crystal?
Yeah,
I
Dark,
think it was 82 because what I saw was 82.
Dark Crystal. All right, let me see.
Actually, yes, it does show 1982. Oh, Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid. I remember that movie. It was Steve Martin.
Oh,
Rachel
wait a
Wood. I think it was in black and white.
Okay, it did come out here in 1982, Dark Crystal, and I heard,
remember that movie.
yeah, I heard it's really good. You liked it, Mom, right?
I really liked it at the time. Now watching it, I don't know that I would like it as much.
Well, you still like Labyrinth?
I do still like Labyrinth, which is maybe because there's humans that show up in it.
Right.
I kind of like the fantasy art style of the characters in there, and then they made the Netflix movie.
Right, and then they canceled it. Some people were pretty upset about that.
Yeah, but Dark Crystal I would like to check out.
Stranger Things season 1
But-
plays in
Takes
82.
place in 82.
Hello.
Here's the thing. Matt Ayer was, if we were to talk about the 90s, he was mentioned to me, but Captain Marvel takes place in the 90s, and I'm like, no, it's got to be a thing that came out in the 90s, not set in the 90s. So technically, Stranger Things does not count, even though it takes place in 82, which probably would be the cool part about it, but
I'm just scrolling through the list here to see if there's anything else that jumps out at me.
Yeah, like I can't think of anything else from 82. I mean, The Thing, The Crystal.
I'm looking. I'm in the M's right now.
The M's
Uh-huh.
M for mature. I mean, Mom, you grew up in the 80s.
Yeah, you were
No.
there. Come on.
I was there, I know, but I wasn't exposed to a huge amount of entertainment related stuff. Night Shift came out in '82. I did see that. That was Henry Winkler, Michael Keaton, Shelley Long. Didn't see it that same year. I mean, a lot of these films that I have seen, it wasn't until they came out on VHS that I saw them.
Did you see E.T. that year?
No, I didn't see E.T.
Really?
until years later. I remember that I was very interested because my mom was she was like an assistant to a teacher in like a first or second grade class, and she would read E.T. to them over and over and over and over because they loved E.T. Loved it.
Well,
But I didn't see it until several years later.
I would have thought if you would have seen any big movie that year, that would have been it. But,
Well, see, we didn't go to theaters
right.
back in the day, so that was just not our thing,
A
and
lot of things.
we didn't have like a VCR, and because when we first moved here, we would rent things from the library and blast it up on the wall. And then after that, we got a VCR, and Dad got a monitor screen type thing, and then we started to be exposed to more stuff like that. So it was several years later, like mid '80s,
Right.
like 85, 86.
You have forgotten more than we know because you were there.
Yeah,
That's
right.
the thing. So no matter how much we know, or I know, and I know quite a bit, but no matter how much I know, you'll always know more because you were there.
Right.
So any little detail that I don't know,
I
know,
mean,
whether you forgot it or not.
But I remember things like big movies. I remember the big deal. I remember Star Wars being a big deal when it was re-released not long after we moved here in '79 to the state. I remember seeing the posters, on the movie theaters, the very iconic poster of Princess Leia hanging onto his leg. I remember seeing stuff like that. I remember seeing stuff like that about Raiders of the Lost Ark and about Secret of NAM, because you'd go in this store and you would see books, picture books of it, kids and whatever. And I remember being very intrigued by all of that, but
Corey's
didn't
really
have access to
I
it.
want.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Tell him more, Mom. He wants to know everything of the '80s. You were
I'm
there.
saying that was probably you. Yeah. What's this E.T. character?
I mean, it was fascinating to me because I've always been fascinated by stories.
Yeah.
And these were stories just in a medium other than books. It was visual.
Yeah.
And that was very captivating to me. And I had some exposure to movies as a young child, but since I didn't grow up with a TV, anything like that was just was such a huge deal. It was just, oh my goodness, so impactful to me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was.
So you don't remember nothing in the entertainment realm from the '82?
No, I remember when Secret of NAM
Remembers
came out,
it. Yeah, but
but
see
I didn't see it. I didn't go see it.
So
But I
really,
definitely,
probably 84, 85 is kind of when you started, I guess, watching more movies, probably.
well, I didn't
86.
start actually watching stuff. Yeah, because let's say we moved into this house in '84, and that was at the point that we started to rent stuff from the library, and then we got the VCR. So from '84 and onward was when I was more regularly exposed to stuff like that, I guess you could say.
Right.
Still not as much as if we had a TV,
Right.
but more than before, which was, anytime I saw movies would be when I would be at someone's house, grandma's house, your house, friend's house. So, so I was aware, because you can't escape it. You have friends, you see stuff in the paper, you see stuff at the stores, I remember liking Mario because they had little coloring books or picture books of Mario and Princess Peach, and I thought that was fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's me. Yeah, I can't think of nothing else. The bigger movies always give me more of an impact of a certain year. Like The Ring, E.T.
Yeah. I mean, E.T. would have been the biggest, of that year.
So, definitely.
And the box office, that's so too. So.
I guess to wrap it up, 1982. I mean, what are your guys' thoughts?
Well,
Good year. I mean, you're starting to really get into the 80s, I guess, at this point.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's right. You did mention that before. Like,
Blockbustery type of films are becoming a
you're getting
thing.
there. And it seems like, I don't know if y'all were talking about music on this or just
We
film.
hadn't yet, no.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like that's kind of when, I guess, some more new wave started and
The actual 80s feel was starting to.
synthesizers.
Yeah.
Really, 82, 83.
mm-hmm.
But yeah. Good year. Good year. You know.
Yeah.
All the 80s years are pretty good to me.
Yeah, but especially when you get more fully into the 80s, I feel like you say, you do capture more of the sort of 80s style a little bit
Yeah.
more, and you get into those films that are just really, like you got Raiders and you got E.T.
Yeah.
Those are really big films that are still around today as far as the impact and influence and everything. But as you get more, it starts to feel like there's more of them that start to happen in 1 year as opposed to like one every year.
Right. Like I was saying, once we get to 84, that's a
Mhm.
pretty big year. 85
Yeah.
Oh,
is a pretty
yeah.
big year.
Yeah,
I mean, you're going to have years where it's just a lot.
it gets more. It increases for sure.
Yeah. But 82, some good horror. The Thing, and
Yep.
Thing.
that was probably the best one, honestly. But I mean, there's a lot of horror
Yeah.
names just every year, it seems like. So
Yeah. Well, it was really 80s were a time for
the
Good
golden
stuff.
era.
yeah.
Yeah. If you
I
had a
guess in
camcorder,
general, you could say just the 80s was. Would you consider it like the second golden age for Hollywood? I know they had one golden age back then, but this was like.
I would. I mean, I don't know technically, but I mean, I would think so. Just with the blockbusters and probably the golden era of horror, also.
Yeah.
I mean, it just seems like a pretty magical time for Hollywood, at least.
And new ideas too, been being thrown out to the public. New ideas of telling a story.
A lot of epics and a lot of blockbusters, and
Mhm.
creativity.
originality, and
Yeah.
Things that appeal to the masses.
I mean, like I said, the 80s is kind of really when a lot of big pop culture started, and it's
Right.
still recognized today.
That's true.
Yep. Everybody still like the 80s. I mean, they're still prevalent now.
I mean,
it seems like.
Yep.
Some stuff that I really like, they usually give credit to people that made the films in the 80s or
Yeah.
sometimes 90s, but mostly 80s.
Yeah. It seems like that was just kind of the start and still the best. But that's an opinion.
So the
An
next
opinion a lot of people hold.
the next episode will obviously be diving into 1983. I'm not too familiar with 83. I mean, I may be forgetting something.
I'm sure you are. You go and you find yourself a list of movies in 83, and you'll probably be surprised at some of the things you recognize, but didn't realize that was the year.
Unless you want to dive into 83 right now, this could be a double episode.
No. No, because you've got it labeled 82, and I got to
can
get back
change
to work
that.
soon.
I can change that right
I
now.
got to get back to
Never too
work
late.
soon.
I think we should do that though, like a double episode. And when we hit 84, then I'm thinking we should do the gaming discussions on 80 to 84, like a really quick, run, because I can't really think much of games other than Mario, Donkey Kong, Pac-Man.
Yeah, there's not going to be much, I guess, till 85.
Yeah,
when
so that's
Nintendo
why.
first-
I mean, like you suggested, Corey, when we do that, we're gonna start we're gonna cover the whole year until 84, and then
Yeah, I mean,
afterward.
because 80 to 84, I mean, I don't know much games. I mean, I do, but it's not like I said, Nintendo and all that later.
Yeah, pre-Nintendo.
Well, when was Atari a thing?
In the 70s, I think.
Yeah, that came out in like 77.
I
mean, it was
remember your
still-
mom had an Atari.
Yeah.
And
It was still around, but
the next year that we cover, that was when the gaming crash thing happened with E.T.
yeah, like games were coming out before Nintendo, but they're not like lasting like now. I mean, Metroid's still a thing, and Star Fox is still a thing, and
Pac-Man is still a thing.
Zelda's still a thing. Mario,
Donkey Kong. Some of those like arcade type games where you're like
Kirby.
controlling a ship, shooting the aliens. That's still
Yeah.
a thing. That came out what, late 70s into the
Yeah.
80s.
I mean, it is. I'm just like these franchises from Nintendo are still going. You know,
Oh
Yep.
yeah, for sure.
there's only like Galaga. There's only so much story you can do with a Galaga. You shoot spaceships, or Pac-Man, or
right.
Nintendo kind of started story gaming.
hmm
Seemed like,
More expansive.
yeah.
Hi guys, thanks for watching this series of Rocking the 80s. If you want to be part of the Arturelia community like Corey Michaels Movies, Sin's Corner, and a few others, including my sister from SkyArt Amy, then you could click the link in the description, the Discord server. Hang out, share some, well, yeah. If you're into the 80s, you could share some 80s stuff.